You don't fail to scale because of skill. You fail because your nervous system rejects what your ego desires. This is what the $1 million level really tests, your capacity to stay human under pressure. Every trader believes they are chasing more capital. But what they are really chasing is permission. Permission to feel worthy of holding what they say they want. The market does not care about your dream number, it only mirrors the level of emotion you can regulate without fracturing. Two traders can trade the same plan on the same chart, one will ascend, the other will implode. The difference lives beneath strategy, hidden in the breath between ticks. The trader who rises has trained his body to hold uncertainty. His pulse stays steady while the candle bleeds red. He does not confuse movement with meaning. The trader who burns contracts around volatility. Each fluctuation shakes the memory of survival, each surge reminds him what he could lose. His body enters the trade before his mind does. Scaling isn't the art of adding zeros, it's the art of deleting noise. The account expands only to the limit of your calm. If your heartbeat accelerates with every increase in size, you haven't scaled, you've magnified fear. The chart becomes an amplifier for the nervous system. It shouts every insecurity you've hidden under logic. You imagine the next level will come with mastery, with clarity, with power. But it comes disguised as silence. When you finally stop chasing the market, you begin to hear the hum of your own reactions. That hum is the real position you hold, not long, not short, but somewhere between control and surrender. The truth is simple, the market never tests your strategy, it tests your stability. You don't trade the instrument, you trade your capacity to remain still while it moves. Scaling is not a measure of progress, it's a measure of peace. And the faster you try to reach it, the slower you become. Because speed without stillness is just panic with better branding. The ones who reach $1 million aren't racing, they're breathing. Their calm becomes compound interest. Their awareness, liquidity. You don't scale the market. You scale your mind. Two traders. Same strategy. Same execution. Same charts. One multiplies his account, quietly, methodically, until the numbers no longer shake him. The other rides a carousel of wins and wipeouts, forever chasing the feeling of control he keeps losing in the same place he tries to find it. It isn't skill that separates them. It's stability. The first one trades his plan. The second trades his pulse. The market rewards the one who breathes. Every system you build is fragile if the person using it is fragile. When the account grows, fragility multiplies. $100 mistake feels like dust. $1,000 drawdown feels like shame. The mind interprets the chart as judgment. Every tick whispers, "Are you good enough to hold this?" And that whisper becomes louder the more the balance climbs. You tell yourself it's about consistency, that more discipline will save you. But discipline without awareness is just fear dressed in a routine. You don't need more rules. You need fewer reactions. Because the market feeds on need. The moment you need to win, it senses tension and takes your certainty as payment. You can't grip profit. The tighter you hold, the faster it slips. Like water through a clenched fist. The trader who fails to scale doesn't lose because of volatility. He loses because of velocity, moving faster than his own nervous system can regulate. His body hasn't caught up to his balance. His breathing is still calibrated to scarcity. His hands still remember the small account. He doesn't lose trades, he loses presence. Every fluctuation triggers the ancient circuitry of survival. Fight, flight, freeze, the original indicators. You think you're executing a plan, you're negotiating with fear. Every trade becomes a referendum on your worth. Every profit a brief relief. Every loss, an accusation. Scaling magnifies everything you refuse to face. It stretches your emotions across larger numbers. The same insecurity that cost you $100 will now cost you $10,000. The market doesn't punish, it amplifies. You want to scale fast because you think speed equals mastery. But speed without regulation is chaos in disguise. You don't grow into a millionaire trader by trading more. You grow by widening the space between stimulus and response, that silent gap where decisions are born from neutrality, not need. Every time you chase a setup to feel significant, you trade from ego. Every time you skip a setup to avoid pain, you trade from fear. Both are the same trade, attachment. Significance is the invisible addiction. You left a job to be free, but you built a new cage from numbers. You don't answer to a boss anymore, you answer to your balance. You stare at it for approval, wait for it to tell you who you are. But significance is expensive. The market charges interest on ego. The ones who scale aren't fearless, they're fluent in fear. They don't resist it, they read it. They know that every spike in adrenaline is an echo of a belief that still needs dissolving. They meet it with stillness, not strategy. Scaling fast doesn't demand aggression, it demands softness. The strength to pause when the body wants to chase. The discipline to breathe when logic screams to act. The market rewards composure. It's indifferent to urgency, and urgency is the true losing trade, the impulse to prove, to arrive, to escape the silence between trades. You call it momentum. It's really panic with better lighting. The truth hides in simplicity. You don't need to trade more, you need to feel less. When excitement and fear weigh the same, you're ready. When profit and loss mean the same, you're free. That's the invisible wall between the trader who reaches 7 figures and the one who keeps resetting his account. Not intelligence. Not strategy. Capacity. The capacity to hold uncertainty without collapsing under the story you attach to it. Because the market doesn't test your edge, it tests your nervous system. And until you can stay calm at every decimal of the trade, scaling isn't expansion. It's exposure. The market doesn't move against you. It moves with you. Every surge, every dip, every flicker of imbalance is just your emotional geometry drawn in price. Fear compresses it. Greed stretches it. Your mind is the invisible hand moving every candle you swear is random. You look at the screen and call it analysis. But what you're really doing is interpretation, translating your state of mind into price movement. The chart is alive because you are. Each tick is the echo of your reaction. Volatility isn't chaos, it's coherence revealed. When your breath stumbles, the market mirrors it. When you grip the mouse tighter, the chart shakes with you. It's never been the market you were fighting, it's always been the mirror. The trader believes he trades capital. In truth, he trades comfort zones. You can only hold what your nervous system allows without trembling. You say you want 1 million, but your body still flinches at 1,000. You say you're ready for scale, yet your breath betrays the story your mouth tells. Every account size is just a mirror of self-worth. The trader who can lose 1,000 with the same calm as 10 has already reached the next level, long before the balance does. But the one who fears the zeros will always circle the same mountain, mistaking motion for growth. You don't attract money, you match it. The market synchronizes to your emotional bandwidth. That's why people who hate losing keep creating new ways to lose. Their minds are wired to return to familiar suffering. Home isn't a place, it's a pattern. And this is why scaling feels impossible. Because the bigger the account, the louder the reflection. Success exposes what struggle used to hide. Small accounts let you blame the system. Big accounts force you to see yourself. You can't outrun the mirror. You can only clean it. Every loss, every drawdown, every impulsive exit, all of it polishing the glass until the reflection becomes unbearable to deny. The trader evolves the moment he stops trying to fix the market and begins to watch himself instead. He sees that every hesitation is fear of loss, every overtrade is hunger for validation. He realizes that the market doesn't care about his feelings, it just reveals them. You're not trading the instrument. You're trading your internal chemistry, cortisol, dopamine, adrenaline, belief. The chart is just the feedback loop that converts emotion into data. When you finally see this, you stop reacting. You start observing. You begin to understand that every fluctuation is an invitation to meet yourself again. The edge isn't prediction, it's perception. The truth is quieter than any signal. When you stop treating the market like a threat, it stops treating you like prey. And the moment you no longer need the market to validate you, something strange happens, it begins to flow through you. Calmly. Effortlessly. Without force. Because the paradox of mastery is brutal. When you no longer need to win, you start to. When you stop reaching for the million, it starts reaching for you. At some point, every trader meets the wall. The balance grows faster than the awareness holding it. The same hands that once managed risk with precision now tremble at the weight of abundance. The mind calls it excitement. The body knows it's panic. You think you fear losing money. But what you truly fear is expansion. Growth feels like danger because it demands identity death. Your nervous system was built for survival, not success. It understands scarcity. It mistrusts freedom. Each level of capital confronts a version of you that hasn't been integrated yet. You reach for more, but your biology still belongs to less. The heart races. The palms sweat. The body whispers, "We're not safe here." And you listen, not consciously, but through hesitation, self-sabotage, impulsive trades that restore you to familiar pain. Comfort disguised as failure. Scaling, you discover, is not growth. It's desensitization. The trader who endures sighs does not love risk, he feels nothing toward it. Profit and loss register the same, a slight pulse in still water. That's not apathy. That's mastery. You start to understand that every new level isn't a reward, it's a test. The million isn't a destination. It's an emotional threshold. And you either expand to meet it, or you collapse beneath it. The mind that worships money can't hold it. To hold it, you must strip it of divinity. You must look at $1 million the way you look at a breath, necessary, neutral, passing through. When you stop worshipping the million, you finally deserve it. That's when scaling transforms from chase to calibration. You no longer force growth. You align with it. You start deleting noise, opinions, predictions, urgency. What remains is awareness, steady and impersonal. The challenge isn't the FTMO account or the prop firm pressure. Those are reflections, not opponents. They exist to measure the silence you can sustain while numbers rise and fall. The real evaluation happens in your pulse. Every beat either contracts or expands your capacity to stay present. And here lies the paradox, you can't control the market. You can only control how much control you need. The trader who scales understands this. He's learned to breathe where others panic, to pause where others chase. He no longer measures success by balance growth but by reaction decay. Each day, a little less noise. Each trade, a little more calm. That's the quiet revolution, mastery through deletion. The moment you stop fighting the market, you hear it breathing with you. And in that shared rhythm, you realize, the market never rewarded confidence. It rewarded consciousness. Scaling to $1 million was never about growth. It was always about gravity. How much emotional weight can you carry before your knees buckle? How much silence can you maintain when everything you've ever wanted sits on the screen, blinking back at you? Mastery isn't adding control. It's removing reaction. Every time you overanalyze, overtrade, overthink, you tighten the loop that keeps you small. You think you're refining your edge, but you're just polishing anxiety. The true edge is neutrality. The ability to see both profit and loss as static, both signals as information. To act without flinching. To exist without interpreting every tick as proof of something about yourself. Scaling fast isn't about momentum, it's about mass. The mind must become heavy enough not to be moved by emotion, yet light enough not to drown in meaning. When you hit that balance, the numbers stop mattering. They become extensions of focus, digits reflecting discipline, not desire. Every level you reach carries a new gravitational pull. At 10,000, ego whispers, you're getting good. At 100,000, fear whispers, don't lose it. At 1 million, silence whispers, be still. The first two voices are loud. The last one is where you begin to hear truth. You start to sense that performance isn't intensity, it's presence. Trading awareness becomes less about watching charts and more about watching your own breath. You realize that your awareness is the account. Every contraction of consciousness reduces equity. Every expansion of calm compounds it. Loss and gain merge into the same rhythm: inhale, exhale, input, output. When a $10,000 loss feels the same as a $10 loss, you've crossed the line between control and consciousness. You're not avoiding pain, you're absorbing it without distortion. It no longer defines you. This is where real speed hides. Not in frequency, but in stillness. The trader who moves least, learns fastest. The one who waits, wins. Because awareness expands time. A second of clarity can save a year of chaos. You only scale fast when you stop rushing. You only reach 1,000,000 when you stop needing to. The market rewards composure, not urgency. It mirrors the rhythm of your nervous system. Chaotic minds see chaos, calm minds see opportunity. Scaling, then, is not a ladder, it's a mirror that stretches with you. Each rung reveals another fragment of identity waiting to dissolve. You think you're climbing higher, but you're just sinking deeper into yourself. And eventually, there's no trader left, only awareness executing awareness. The strategy fades. The ego quiets. The market becomes simple again. A pulse. A breath. A mirror reflecting nothing but stillness. That's when it happens, not an arrival, but a disappearance. The million doesn't show up with noise or fireworks. It slips in quietly, unnoticed, because you finally stopped looking for it. You're too busy being it. The market never withholds money. It only mirrors your readiness to hold it. It doesn't care if you're confident or cautious, only if you're conscious. When you stop chasing the next level finds you. Quietly. Without applause. The million doesn't transform you, it reveals you. It amplifies whatever you still fear losing. It magnifies whatever illusion you still worship. And when those illusions dissolve, what remains is something the market can't touch. Because at the end, there is no trader. No competition. No race. Only awareness, steady in motion, breathing through the chart. The profit was never proof of mastery, it was the echo of alignment. The loss was never punishment, it was calibration. Every fluctuation you ever feared was the market whispering, stay present. Now, the candles move but they no longer command you. You watch them rise and fall like waves, familiar, rhythmic, meaningless. The same heartbeat that once spiked at every drawdown now beats in silence. You realize you were never seeking wealth, you were seeking peace inside volatility. And here it is. Not in a number, not in a payout, but in the stillness that follows surrender. The million sits in your account like a mirror, reflecting how much of you was for sale, and how much of you was never negotiable. You don't need to protect it. You just need to remain what you became while earning it. When there's nothing left to prove, there's nothing left to lose. Only awareness remains. The chart fades. The noise stops. And for the first time, you see clearly, the market was never outside you. It was always you, learning to stay still inside a moving world.